Hi you guys, Mrs. Patterson here. Today I'm going to be taking you through a 20-minute low body workout. So we're gonna focus on all the muscles on both sides of your legs. You don't need any equipment to do this workout, but if you do have dumbbells, I'd say anywhere between 5 and 12 pounds, feel free to grab them, add a little extra resistance. The only really piece of equipment I'm gonna be using is a wall for a wall sit in a little bit. So I'm gonna use the side of my cabinet back there. If you have a wall handy, awesome. You can add it into your mix. Otherwise, feel free to modify however you want to. All right, let's do this. In the usual way, we're gonna warm up. So stand with your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Sink your butt down into a squat. And then drop your left shoulder, take a gentle twist, look over your right shoulder. Stand all the way up. Switch sides, drop your right shoulder, gaze over your left. Putting a nice, easy twist into your back. Stand all the way up. You're just gonna take that side to side. So dropping your left shoulder, rise, dropping your right, and lift. Add your breath if you want to. Inhale down, exhale lift. You're pressing through all four corners of your feet. So your big toe, your pinky, and your heels. And again, you're just finding some easy movement in your back, especially if you've been sitting a lot. This should feel pretty good. Take one more on either side. And then as you drop down this time, stay facing me, just reach up and over to the right. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift to the left. Shoulder stays away from your ear, nice and long down your back. And now you're feeling a stretch through your waistline. Breathing big, pushing through your heels. Couple more here. If you've been sitting a lot today, it should feel pretty amazing to move your body, especially your back. All right, the next 20 minutes together, we're gonna really focus in on our low body. Last one right here. Hold it down low. Take your feet a little bit wider. Toes are still gonna point right towards me, but push your butt over to the left. You're finding a half squat on your left side, and a nice straight right leg. Now just push your butt over to the other side. Same idea, it's a half a squat on your right, but you're feeling an inner thigh stretch on your left. At your own pace, just move that lunge side to side. You can press into it however low you want to, but if you're feeling knee tension or any tension in your low back, feel free to make it a little bit smaller. All right, in any of these exercises, you don't have to look exactly like I do, but you do need to take care of your body. So if you ever feel tension anywhere, especially your knees, make sure that you're taking care of it by moving it a little bit smaller. All right, two more. Last set right here. Hold it to the left, and then place your hands on the floor, find a plank. Step your feet back, hold. Hands are right underneath your shoulders, your body's straight like a board. If you're more comfortable on your forearms, maybe your knees, feel free to go there. You could also use the back of a chair or a couch, coffee table to make your hands a little higher. We're here about 30 more seconds, so even though we are focusing on our low body today, it's important to get our core engaged, and that's what we're after right here. So think about lifting your abs up away from the floor, and then think about relaxing your shoulders down your back. You shouldn't be looking at me. I want you to look at the floor so that the back of your neck is long. All right, you have two more big breaths. It's about 10 seconds. Big inhale, big exhale out your mouth. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Awesome job, you guys. Push your hips back, find a big downward dog. Knees to your hands, tiptoe your feet up to meet them. And then bend your knees to roll on up. All right, we are doing different versions of squats and lunges. We're gonna work for a minute at a time. We're gonna start just super basic, focusing on form. Okay, so with me, step your feet a little wider than your hips. Bring your hands to your hips. We have 1 minute of squats. So stick your butt back and lift. We are gonna squat a lot, not only in this workout, but in all of our workouts to come, however long that may be that we are leading you through moving at home. A squat is truly the foundation of human movement. We do it all day long, right? We sit down in a chair, we get back up, in and out of the car. That's maybe not happening as much as normal. But squatting is really, really important. It's also focusing in on your back body. So as you stand here, think about really pressing your heels into the floor, but let your toes stay down to the floor. When you press through your big toe, you use your core, believe it or not, And when you use your core when you're doing low body, you're protecting your back. All right, you have about 10 more seconds here. We're going for time so that you can move at whatever pace you want. Just take 2 more. And last one, awesome. Moving into a step back lunge. Step your feet together and then step either foot back. Doesn't matter which one, bend both knees. Press through your front foot, stand all the way up, switch sides. Step your opposite foot back, bend both knees. Stand all the way up. Just keep alternating here. And with any of these movements, you truly can do whatever you want with your hands. A lot of times my go-to is to bring my hands to my hips. You could bring them to heart center. Anything else that feels natural to your body. Okay, I'm gonna show you this lunge from the side for a few reps. Front knee stays right on top of your ankle. And then your back knee drops right underneath your hips, and you do not need to bang it on the floor. It doesn't have to go crazy low. You're gonna feel this work both in the tops of your thighs, those are your quadriceps muscles, but you're also using your back body here to brush yourself back up to center. Take 1 more on either side. Last one. All right, find your wall if you have one. We're heading into a wall sit. Place your back, your shoulders, your hips right against that wall. Sink your butt down and then walk your feet out. Check out your alignment for a moment. Your knees should be right aligned over your ankles. So you're making a nice right angle with your knee joint. Your shoulders are stacked right on top of your hips. Once again, hands can go wherever you want. This is called an isometric hold. So it's not super functional, right? We don't do this a lot in real life. But the purpose of this is we are gaining some low body endurance. So holding this and giving our muscles really no break for a minute is gonna help our leg muscles be able to push through endurance, whether that's a sport you play, or you go for a run, you're walking up the stairs holding something heavy, whatever it may be. All right, you got about 3 more seconds. Make sure you're breathing. Last 2, and last one, lift all the way up. Amazing work, you guys. We're gonna move laterally a little bit here for our next minute, so step your feet together, and then take a lunge out to the left. Lift all the way up, switch sides, lunge out to the right. All right, I'm stepping off the screen a little bit here. Here's what you need to know. Your toes are pointed at me, and then this leg that steps out, your knee is bending into a half squat and lifting, kind of like that Y lunge we did in warm up. And then your stationary foot, that leg is stick straight. You might feel the muscles in your inner thighs doing some work. The muscles in your outer hips doing some work. So it's really important that we don't just move front and back. It's important that our bodies move every day side to side, because that's how our bodies were designed to move, all planes in motion. All right, you have about 10 seconds here in this big movement. You're checking in with your knees, any tension there, make your lunge a little more narrow. Take 1 more on either side. Last rep. All right, last one, we have a split squat. So this is a form of a lunge. Take your left foot forward, right toes back, bend both knees. And then from here, I'm gonna lift all the way up, my feet aren't gonna move. I'm gonna drop all the way down. Okay, so we have 30 seconds on one side and then we'll swap it out. I'm gonna show you this one once again from the side view. Just like that lunge earlier, your front knee is stacked right on top of your ankle. That back knee drops right underneath your hip. You're gonna feel work in both legs, but it's gonna feel a little different. All right, you're feeling a lot of quad work. That's the front of your back thigh. And then you might feel your back body working on that front leg. All right, take 2 more, then we'll switch legs. Last one, lift up, switch your legs. Bend both knees. And then when you're ready, push through your front foot and your back toes to rise, drop down. You can always add your breath here, exhaling, inhaling. Just pick a way to time your breath with your movement. That can help you connect with your body a little bit better. And then of course, as always, check in with your knees. If you're feeling a lot of tension, maybe it's in that back knee, you don't have to go that low. Remember, you do not have to look exactly like me. Make this your own. Take about 2 more reps here. Pressing through your front heel, your back toes. Last one. All right, we are starting back at the beginning with our squat. So we're gonna do a little circuit here. Just start to squat. Now on this second round, I'm gonna add a little extra challenge to every move. On this squat, it's a calf raise. So at the top, you have the option, you don't have to, but to float up onto your toes. It might be a little wobbly up there. So you're putting some work into your calves at the top, and you're finding a little balance challenge. You guys know from class that when you balance and you feel wobbly, your core is working really hard to steady you and support you. So being wobbly actually isn't a bad thing, it's a good thing. If you're wobbly, stay where you are. All right, you have about 10 more seconds here. Match your breath to your movement however you want to. Give me 2 more. And last one, awesome. Moving into our step back lunges, we're gonna do one side at a time. So step your left toes back for this set. Drop down. Now push through your front foot lift option to float your knee. Drop down, lift, and find a little pause. So similar to that calf raise a moment ago, this moment of balance at the top. You really need to engage your core, pull your abs up and in to help support you. And think about keeping your spine nice and long. I'll show you the last few reps from the side. Shoulders stay right on top of your hips. Give me 2 more. Last one. Switch sides when you're ready. Step your left toes back. And then if you want that layer, float your knee at the top. Drop down. It's important to note that you don't have to take this balance challenge. Okay, you could go back to both feet stationary, or even alternating one leg at a time. I think that's what we did on our first round of this alternating lunge. So you're feeling an isolation through that front leg, pushing hard through your front heel. You have about 3 more here. Think about keeping your head lifting towards the ceiling. Last 2. We're heading into our wall sit next, last one. All right, find your wall if you're using it. Bring your shoulders and your hips up to the wall. Step your feet to that 90-degree angle. This round, we're gonna add on some arm movement. So inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, press your arms down. Keep that going at your own pace. So by connecting our breath as we move our arms, it's kind of giving you something to focus on, right? Instead of the challenge that's going on in your low body. What it's also doing is challenging your low body and your core even more. This arm movement is what we call a little bit of chaos. So while your arms move, your low body has to maintain stability. And that stability is really important. It protects your joints. It protects your back in real life. All right, if you're taking this arm movement with me, keep it up. Give me 2 more. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Stand all the way up. All right, back to our lateral lunge, but we're gonna do one side at a time, so move over to the right side of your space. Step out to the left and left. And just keep that going at your own pace. My alignment's a little bit better now on my screen. We're gonna do 30 seconds on this side and then 30 seconds on the other. So remember this grounded foot, that leg stays stick straight. And this moving foot, that's half of a squat, knee tracks over your middle toes. All right, give me 2 more. Last one. Move yourself over to the left, same thing. Lunge and left. So isolating through one side instead of moving side to side like we did before. Just gonna create kind of a different sensation, a different workload in your body. You are using your inner thighs when you move laterally, remember. So maybe just really think about those muscles working. Same thing with your hips. Take 2 more. And last one. All right, you guys, split squat is next. This time we're gonna take some small range of motion, everybody's favorite, right? Step your left foot forward, right foot back. Bend both knees, pulse down. So the functional way to move truly is big. That's how our bodies are meant to move. Big, large range of motion. We say that in class all the time. But we can build muscle endurance by moving small and by holding isometrically. All right, so we're challenging that muscle endurance here in both of your sets of quadriceps, the tops of your legs. Last 4, 3, 2, and last one. Lift up, switch your legs. Right foot forward, left toes back. Bend both knees. Settle in, same tiny motion. Down, down, down. It's important to note here, if this doesn't feel good in your back knee, you might be a little too low in that joint. You can work higher. But if all it's feeling like is a challenge in your quads, I got you guys. I'm right there with you. Stay where you are. All right, let that burn in. Almost there. 4 more. 3. Last 2. Last 1, hold. Lift up. All right, we have 1 more round of our circuit, and then we're out of here. I'm gonna add in 1 more fun layer to every exercise, starting with our squat. We're gonna add a little hop at the top. Okay, we are going for a minute, so this is a challenge. It's okay for things to be hard. The key to a jump squat, or really anytime you jump, whether it's jumping rope, jumping onto a box for all you CrossFitters out there, it's a quiet landing. So you don't want to think about squashing bugs underneath your feet. You want to think about if someone is in your house on the floor below you, you don't even want them to know you're jumping. Okay, so the quiet landing is really going to protect your joints. It's going to protect your back. All right, I know that heat is building. I'm right there with you guys. This is the last time you'll see a squat. Okay, you have 10 seconds left. 1 minute feels really long when we add this plyo. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Amazing work, you guys. All right, we are moving on to our lunge. So for our final variation, we're gonna step your left toes back, and you're gonna add 3 small range of motion pulses at the bottom, then stand up. Keep that going. 1, 2, 3, and lift. Lots of focus driving through your front right foot, especially your heel. You're using the butt on your right side. All right, that's a good thing. When you guys sit a long time, our back body likes to fall asleep and turn off. We need our back body to be alive and well. Give me 1 more like this. Amazing, you guys. Switch sides. Step your right toes back. Bend both knees, starting with small range of motion. Pulse. 2, 3, and lift. If you don't like that small range of motion, you can of course stitch it. Just a little layer to keep things interesting, to keep your muscles challenged in a new way. Combining small range of motion and large range of motion kind of makes that small range feel a little more doable, right? Give me 2 more. You are really pressing down through your front left heel. Last one. Heading over to our wall right here, final wall sit. This challenge is really fun. It's my favorite one, so come on down. Stack your shoulders right over your hips. Find that 90 degrees with your legs. From here, option to start to just add a little foot pedal. So you're hovering 1 heel at a time. As you do that, you might find you're a little shaky. That's okay, you're using your calf muscle. And just like that arm variation last round, you're finding chaos. You're adding that movement that's a little challenge for your low body to maintain stability. You got about 15 seconds left here. Ask yourself if you're breathing, if you're holding your breath, you gotta let it go. Take 1 more on either side and you're done. Last one. Awesome, you guys stand all the way up. All right, 2 exercises left. We have our lateral lunge this time as you move your way over to the right side. Lunge out to the left, option to lift a knee, find a balance. Okay, I am all about balance training, stability training. You will find a lot of moments in the workouts and videos you do with me where you stand on 1 foot and you really engage all the muscles in your body to hold you steady for that moment. Okay, big breaths, exhale, inhale. Take 2 more. Last one. And switch sides, come on over to the left, lunge right, option, hover your knee, and then lunge it back out. Little quiz, I've said it a few times now. What are the new sets of muscles you're working as you move laterally? Remember, the answer is your outer hips, your inner thighs. Okay, super important muscles that kind of get left out of the party day in and day out. Take 1 more here. All right, you guys, you've done it. The last exercise is our split squat. We're gonna do an isometric hold, just to really get that low body heat going. So left foot forward, right foot back, bend both knees. Hold. You have 30 seconds right here. I do not care what you do with your hands. Front knee's right on top of your ankle. Take a peek at your back knee. It's right under your hips, pointed at the floor. You decide how low it is. Relax your shoulders. Now I want you to breathe here. Instead of thinking about the fact that you are only halfway there, take 2 big slow breaths. Inhale. Exhale it out. One more time, big inhale. Big exhale. Stand up, switch sides. Right toes forward, left toes back. Bend both knees, pause. This is your final 30 seconds of work. Do me a favor, I'm not there with you to do this, you guys. Check your alignment. Front knee right over your ankle. Back knee right underneath your hips, pointed at the floor. Spine is nice and tall, like your back's against the wall behind you. Now find your breath. You got 10 seconds left. 2 big inhales. Big exhale. Do that one more time and you're done. Big breath in. Big breath out. Lift on up. Amazing work, guys. I'm going to take you through a few low body stretches. So we're going to start by stretching your quads. If you need to hang on to something for balance, like your wall, a couch, whatever, go for it. We're going to pull your left heel to your left seat. As you pull your foot towards your butt, your grounded or your lifted knee is pointed directly at the ground. And you're thinking about gently pushing your hips forward. You should feel this stretch in the front of your thigh. That's called your quadricep. When you're ready, release that stretch, switch sides. For a stretch to really take effect in your muscles, you do need to hold it a minimum of 25 to 30 seconds. That's what it takes for your body to truly let go. So don't rush through it. If you're jumping all over the place trying to balance, go hang on to something. I know you're all inside. You can hang on to a wall. Hang on to your little brother, whatever, your mom. All right, slowly let it go. I'm going to turn to the side to show you this one, finding a hamstring stretch. Drive your left heel into the floor, lift your toes, and then just stick your butt back. Think about pulling your left toes up towards your heart. And instead of rounding, notice I am keeping my back nice and straight. You should feel a stretch in the back of your left leg. That's your hamstring. Slowly lift on up, switch sides. Right heel down, lift your toes, hinge at your waist. Everyone's going to feel and look a little bit different in their hamstring stretches because all of your hamstring flexibility is so different. It might even feel different side to side, so don't force anything. This should feel like a nice release. Stretching should feel good, shouldn't be painful, but there should be a sensation to it for sure. Awesome, you guys. Have a seat with me down to the floor. I'm going to stretch out your hips, so take a figure 4. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. I'll show you once again from the side. Instead of letting your upper body drop back, push your chest towards your thigh. You should feel a stretch in the back of your left hip. You can also lie down and take this stretch if you want to. You could also do it standing up, hanging onto something for balance. When you're ready, go ahead, switch sides. Right ankle over your left knee. Zero into the sensation you should be feeling. It's a stretch in the back of your right hip. And slowly let it go. Our last 2 stretches, we're going to come back up to our feet. You're going to find a hip flexor stretch. So left foot forward, right toes back. Find a big crescent lunge, reach your arms up. You're feeling a stretch in the back of your right hip. After sitting a lot, our hip flexors can get really tight, so you're releasing that. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, switch sides, right foot forward, left toes back. Settle in, front knee right over your ankle. Notice the stretch in your back left hip. Feel free to reach your arms up high. Take one more big inhale here. And exhale, let it go. All right, you guys, that was fun. I'm gonna get a little closer so you can see how much I'm sweating. Maybe you broke a sweat too. I would love to hear what you guys think about this low body workout, so feel free to shout out to me on Instagram or via email. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you soon.